So it's that time of the week again. We are putting out our top 5 shows that aired this week, ending on Sunday, because My Hero had to be annoying and putting out a 13th episode that ends this week. Let's be honest, wasn't worth watching anyway. But we're going to get straight on into it because this is the end season 1. We are seeing the finals for most of these shows except for Fire Force and MHAV, but we don't need to worry about it because it sucked. Ocean Ocho, however, got weird because this week we found out, well, she found out, Ruby found out, one would even say, that her brother Aqua is actually the doctor that she had a bit of a thing for that took care of her for the entire time she was in hospital. Even though her mother kind of bailed on her and she went and actually found her family after she'd been reincarnated, which that would have been rough. Especially considering her mother now has kids that are about her age in this life. She kind of just restarted and acted like it never happened. But the reason this got weird is because he consoles her because she's all messed up by that and reveals to her, hey, I know who you were, I know who you are, I am that doctor. And I'm going to do everything in my power to take out the guy that killed our mum. You don't need to worry about it anymore. She realizes, she understands this, she gets the message real quick, and then she gets real handsy real quick. And I don't care if you're reincarnated, I don't care if he's also reincarnated. Creepy as hell, for so many different reasons. Creepy more, well, there's more reasons that it's creepy that he's allowing it than there is that she's doing it. Because infatuations for older people that are in a position of power, especially those that are doctors that are meant to be nurturing people, that's a whole power dynamic in and of itself. Especially, it's rather common for this kind of thing to happen to teenagers, because she was a teenager when she died. He was not. He was a grown-ass, I believe, like 32-year-old man, and now is letting this person he knows is currently a teenager, knew as a teenager in her past life, getting a bit handsy with him. Like him to sit on his lap. And it's just like, this is so creepy from a mentality incest, because they did kind of have a life before this, but still you grew up together. It's like step siblings that have been together since they were basically babies. It's not okay. It's also an age dynamic, a power dynamic, because of so many different aspects. Yeah, this got weird, but also it was amazingly well written, because even through this, I respect the power play that's going on. I respect the entire circle of what's happening, and I love the fact that they brought up the fact that she had a previous family that's just moved on without her and restarted. It's traumatic as hell, but I love that they brought this up. You know, number 4 slot for this week is Into the Clear Moonlit Dusk. And it only took me a full season to be able to remember the full name of this show properly. We got another finale because we also got to see the smooch. Because these guys are the perfect example of a awkward teenage romance where both parties are kind of coming in this in a real way for the first time. Because our female prince never had a boyfriend before, and our male prince has never had someone that he's dated and actually cared about. It was more of a, hey, I'm meant to be doing this, so I suppose I'll do it. Which, not a good enough reason to actually date somebody, just putting that out there. But it's great seeing the fumbles in this anime, because that's what teenage romance is. It's just awkwardness and fumbling and seeing how the two of you fit together properly. And this show does that so damn well, because how often do you see awkward, gangly teenagers that just don't know what they're supposed to do with the opposite gender? Sorry, what I mean is, this does awkward teenage romance from when I was a teenager so well. Nowadays, teenagers are weird and kind of creepy, but it does back then so well, and I am having some teen boomer romance go through me something shocking. I love it. But we're going to get into the shonen part of the week and just run through shonen for the rest of it, because we got Fire Force. Fire Force. I am a huge Soul Eater fan. If you didn't already know this, I have a Soul Eater tattoo. I'm planning on getting several more. And after this, I want to get Soul Resonance Shinra tattooed on me in full, because that may be the best shonen design we've gotten in a decade. I love the fact that he's got Shinra Bancho Man on his scarves that are running down his back. But this is just the White Clad versus Shinra's family, which includes the doppelganger for the alien creature thing whose name escapes me and is like the forefather of the White Clad. And it's just so well done. We have essentially God versus the devil, but the devil is going to take care of everyone because God only cares about despair. God flooded the world with flames caused by her tears. And Shinra turned around and said, hey, you know what Rain's really good at? Putting out fires. Put out all the flames, recreated the world. But because he done a soul resonance with his mother and Sho to become Bancho Man Shinra, he has the ability to slow down time, or at the very least relative to himself. So he slows down time and recreates the world hundreds, if not thousands of times until he got it right. And he did that in an instant. But the moment these guys said soul resonance, I felt my body tingle, because it's made me miss Soul Eater. I'm going to be watching Soul Eater when I'm done with this. I'm really hoping we get announced that we're doing like a remake or a remastering of Soul Eater, because they've been doing that with the manga for like 3 years at this point. But I'm going to be rewatching the original. I'm going to be rewatching Soul Eater like tonight. It's also really cool that we have the first weapon in the sky, because we got to see Arthur pouring out so much, God, what's the term? His delusions so much into Excalibur that Excalibur becomes alive because its little eye in the hilt moves. Excalibur becomes Excalibur from Soul Eater, one of the cringiest, most annoying characters of all anime time. And I love that connection because Soul Eater predates the universe and is annoying as hell. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know how much more needs to be said about this show, but I wanted to just jump straight onto the finale when I watched this episode, because this was such a hype moment for every millennial anime watcher or shonen anime watcher. And if you've never watched Soul Eater before you watch this, it makes you miss out on some stuff. Like, this moment doesn't hit as hard for just Fire Force fans. All right, we're going to move on to our next thing, which is JJK, which we got to see this guy fight, whose name completely escapes me, but he's the guy from JJK Zero. And he has a copy ability, but also has a ring that lets a cursed spirit come and support him. And both of those things are great by themselves. When they work together, he's a powerhouse. He defeats the fourth pillar in this town, because there are 4 great pillars, kills one of them straight off the bat, off screen, and then demolishes the cockroach curse spirit. We don't need a cockroach curse spirit. That's not something that needs to exist. But he also goes through and starts going to town on the 2 remaining pillars, which includes such things as using the spatial deflection of one of the other pillars to launch a laser beam, which is being sent out of the weird pompadour hairdo that the other guy had, into the sky, so it curves back up and comes back down to blast him. This was an extremely well choreographed animated fight. Is it the best fight we've seen this season? No. Is it the best fight we've seen in JJK this season? No. Because the Richie Megami fight exists. But just being able to see like a tag team fight between a human and a cursed spirit versus two humans that are they're reincarnated sorcerers, such a sick thing to watch. But it has nothing on the best fight of the week. Yeah, I'd say this is the best fight of the week. And I know not everyone's a big fan of Vigilantes, but we got to see this. This is a two-part. Half the episode is one thing, half the episode is another. And the first half is just, hey, we need All Might to go save the day. So he flies in, literally, which is not something you should be able to do, and saves the Sky Egg. In doing so, he throws it around, makes sure everyone's safe, bulldozes an entire park to level it out, makes sure the animals are away, saves the day. We get a little bit of time. The first half of this episode was kind of boring. But the second half was hype enough to put this higher than everything else on the week. Except it was tied to JJK. But because we got to see O'Clock with his super speed abilities fighting Knuckle Duster, who used to own those super speed abilities. And the reason that's so dope is that Knuckle Duster comes in and he's just like, hey, I know how your power works better than you do. I know how to shut your power off better than you do. So he uses every trick in his bag that he learnt to counter himself in a very Batman-esque fashion to shut O'Clock's powers down. Because you can't keep your super speed up if your brain's fried. And you know what's a great way to fry your brain? I'm going to just make this audio message come out at 300 times speed so that you're forced to just focus in and listen to me speaking. And then after a couple of seconds of that, your brain's fried. Hey, how great was that? But also, if that doesn't work, you know what also gives your brain a bit of a fry? Blunt force trauma. So we're going to take the butt of my rifle and just smack you in the head with a couple of times. You know what's hard? Makes it hard to run away? Your kneecaps. So I'm going to shotgun you in the kneecaps a couple of times. And it's just, I've never seen someone outside of DC with no powers just knock somebody around this badly before. And it was great to see because he deserved it. Knuckle Duster deserved to be able to do this today. But that's going to wrap it up for this week. Let me know down below what was your favorite thing. And if you've made it this far, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. We're pushing 500. Yeah, we'll be back next week with the seasonal roundup. And that's it.